Yes, buddy.
Just a second, I'm finding.
Yeah, yeah. Anytime.
Okay, so you told us to write about my purpose in life.
Mm.
So here the thing is, as I navigate life journey, my purpose unfolds with every step. I find joy in the simplest things, cherishing moment with my loyal dog, nurturing my passion for writing, and
Mm.
occasionally crafting poetry. Running a dog trust fund fills my heart with pride, providing a heaven for the fiery friends in need. Beyond today, I envision a future in judiciary, using my voice to make a difference. Public speaking becomes sharing my story, inspiring others. My purpose is multifaceted. Survival, growth, and leaving a lasting impact. With each breath, I move closer to realizing my dreams, where trumpets and recognition awaits on the podium.
Oh, wow. That is so beautiful.
Thank you.
You mentioned you are running a dog shelter.
Dog Trust Fund. It's a
Dog.
public charitable trust.
Oh, that is nice. Amazing, yeah, buddy. I mean, this is beautifully written. Excellent. So, this is great. Finding your purpose is a great thing, no? You knew this purpose and you put it into words, or you actually scratched your head around it?
I actually wrote the things I do. Like I do a lot of MUNs. I go on public speaking. So I just list them out and then started writing them.
Hmm. Amazing. Amazing. So let me pull up the session. This will be our sixth session, or this is fifth session. Um, mm, 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 mm. So how far implementation of the learnings that you've got were you able to do? So you're not able to do any of the learnings?
You're not clearly audible. Can you repeat?
Just a minute. Is it better now?
Yes.
How much of the learnings that you've understood in the last 5 sessions were you able to work out? Hmm. Acha, give me a count. Have you made notes from the sessions that we have done? The titles as well?
Yes, sir.
So we did logging in, right? Then about the tagline, the whispering the tagline. Then we did the purpose and the insight. That's right. Am I audible or not?
Yes, sir.
Hi. So Do you remember the sequence of the sessions that we have had? Any one of you? Because my course bundle is not matching with the schedule that I've got and the schedule that I gave. I'll have to find now. Where is the session? Oh God.
So we had whispering the tag, the purpose, observe,
Mhm.
insight, writing and rewriting.
We did write wiring and rewiring.
Sorry, my bad. Wiring and rewiring. I'm not sure. I don't think I attended the session because I had some other thing that day.
That's what I'm confused about. Oh,
And I wasn't there for the first November session either.
hmm. Third session is this about Simon, the purpose. Fourth is about the insight that we did. And fifth, we did sit on 30th or not? Hmm. Because I cannot match this thing now. Give me a minute. By the time, did any one of you were able to find out insights or make a tag for Hamley's? Pari shared as soon as she joined, she shared the purpose. So the purpose, did any one of you took any of the activity and did something around that? ये एकदम से why do you guys go so silent? Am I audible now? Guys, I need your help here to quickly cover up this thing. So,
Yes.
VC, can you access the recording part of your lectures from the UA panel? Can you do that quickly for me? They might have uploaded with titles. Mhm. Excuse excuse me. Did you open up?
Sir, 1 minute.
Because there's one session गायब here या तो मेरे डेस्क से या उनके डेस्क से किसके डेस्क से wiring, rewiring.
Maybe session 6.
And have we uploaded 5 sessions on the panel there? The recorded sessions?
I can't access the recording right now. I just opened the topic.
Oh, why can't you? Can anyone else access the recording? Quick, quick. Double A Ananya Pari. 30th को हमारा सेशन हुआ था नहीं हुआ था वो, मुझे तो वो भी नहीं ध्यान है यार. 28th को हुआ था, फिर 30th को शायद नहीं हुआ है और आज हुआ है. ओह, वेरी ट्रिकी सिचुएशन दिस इज नाउ.
30th को सेशन नहीं था सर, मैसेज नहीं.
30th को नहीं हुआ है. कोई रिकॉर्डिंग एक्सेस करके मेरे को फटाफट लास्ट टॉपिक बता दो जो अपन ने पढ़ा है. ओके, गॉट इट. So, starting with today's session, that is about wiring and rewiring, it is first important for us to understand one thing before we wire and rewire things up. It is important to know what actually is storytelling. What do you think storytelling is about? Come on, give me guesses. ए यार, तुम सब फिर बोरिंग काम करने लग जाते हो ना ऐसे चुपचाप बैठने का. अच्छा, give me wild guess for the 4 A's that you think I've mentioned here for storytelling.
Could one of the A's be audience?
All of the A could be audience. No, I've mentioned 4 A's, so they are not the same.
No, I'm saying could one of them be audience?
It can be, but not important. It's not.
One of them can be awakening, like leaving a lasting impression.
Hmm. You guys are all fluent with Hindi, right?
Hmm.
Think
Yes.
Hindi mein A. Think some word from Hindi language that starts with A. Not O, but A. Huh? Oh. The first A here is Avas. You need to first see what is the Avas that you want to give out. In an ad where Zuzu is performing, what kind of Avas are they giving? in an ad where Wagh Bakri is connecting on chai with people, in an ad where Shah Rukh Khan comes and speaks about the smell of success. How does the success smell? What happens? The awaz is recognized. Success, Shah Rukh Khan, great awaz match. Perfume, the smell of success. How does the success smell? Is an idea. But the brand speaking for themselves as a brand that will help you position yourself as successful is the awaz that they are coming. The Asian Paint ad that we saw again and again, and might be we'll see it again as well in a couple of scenarios. What is that? That's the awaz of Asian Paint ad. That's the awaz that Asian Paint wants to give. And that is what is important to recognize. Now, for example, you guys missed it, but Pari shared very beautifully her purpose, the purpose of her life at this point of time. It's your awaz, Pari, right? I can read it, but who better than you can narrate it? Make sense? अरे क्या सब सो गए क्या? You guys are not opening up camera so that your mundi hilao will be, an action for me to understand. Yes, you've understood. Cool. So I believe you have understood. The second A is alphas. Your alphas, the words that you choose are very carefully knitted words or chosen words when it comes to brands. Why? Because every brand has a different awaz, and every awaz will have a different sense of delivery for it. And for that delivery, the words, the alphas, needs to be clear. You can also understand this by the what. What is the brand trying to say here? Can be another take on this alphas. So when you say that, oh, he's a great storyteller, he's a great narrator, it's not just the skill that he or she is born with. उसके पीछे all of these understandings, these methods count. And all of these methods make it more interesting, makes it more interesting. Ab Zakir Khan, when he speaks, the alphas that he chooses are more poetic, more relevant, more life-warming. But the alphas which Samay Raina chooses, altogether a different shift. When Rihanna sings and when Taylor Swift sings, they both have different alphas. Choice of alphas are different. So the second A in storytelling it becomes alphas. What is your purpose that you are trying to communicate? So the first was awaz, what kind of tone you are setting for your audience, or the brand, what the brand uh, is trying to deliver. You need to find Awaz. Who is that Awaz? Second becomes alphas. Depending upon the who, you find your wordings, choice of words, and what is the message that you are trying to convey. Who you are, what are you trying to convey. The third A is andaz. When I say Kiran, what comes to your mind? Are I am audible to you guys, right?
Yes.
Are you guys all not in a mood today? That andaz is of Shah Rukh Khan. When I take up a dialogue from Godfather and speak it that way, that becomes a style of Godfather. So, how do you communicate comes next in this series. It also becomes important because you need to seek out a particular a particular style, your andaz to it. You need to bring that into the game now, which will define how much people will invest time to your um, story. We all have that one friend in the group who's very over enthusiastic at times, and they're like, "Oh, what's this? What's this? What's this? Oh, I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this." But we all have, on the other contrary end, people like, "Acha, if I do this, would that person get hurt? Okay, I will not do that." That's andas. It's a very vibe killer andas. But that's an andas that you do. That becomes the third A. Now, what is the last A that you guys think could have been there? Now, it is obvious, yeah. Chalo, theek hai, I'll only tell. The last A for storytelling is ehsas. The vibe killer person has andaz and ehsas. What this ehsas goes beyond the last three, because this ehsas is something which, like you were mentioning, is more audience inclined. Abhi tak, what is the brand? How is the brand communicating? Who is the brand? We were defining it through the story. Now, what we want people to feel? Why does a person relate to my brand? That is the quest that we are hunting on now from this session, from this point, ehsas. And it becomes a little tedious here. So when I say a story that, oh, one fine day I was going to my school. Those days when you used to get up early, full of enthusiasm, but yet you throw little tantrums and the little emotions just to get attention from your parents. But also in school, you meet your friends. They can be the best thing, but also they can be some people who makes you think about your choices at many instances. Why I'm telling you this? Because one day when I was going to my school, and I used to ride my bicycle to my school, I was going, and I usually used to take that route which route has the has my crush's house on the way, so I could just have a glance and then rush back to school. And that day, it was so good. It was so amazing. It was not that sunny in the morning, a little cloudy, a little windy, the kind of day on which you want to go out, experience, and you are enthusiastic about, you know, seeing your crush going to school and then the school. But it was not that good at the end of the day, how I supposed it to. As soon as I was approaching my crush's house on the corner of that colony, my cycle got punctured. And I could see her father taking out the vehicle and calling her name, to drop her to the school. Mm, If the puncture was not just the thing, my friend, sorry, my best friend came into the picture. This guy, he knows I'm hiding behind a tree just to avoid this awkward look or glance of me having a punctured cycle. He knew this, but yet he chose to ignore, like every best friend does. They're the major, major enemy of your life. From the farthest end of the road, he came out and started screaming at him, hey, you see, hey, तेरी साइकिल पंचर हो गई, पंचर हो गई क्या? It was so embarrassing. People on every side of the road waiting for buses, milkmen, random uncle on the road, and my crush who just walked out on that very same moment were just looking at me, who was trying to squeeze behind a small tree and avoid the awkwardness. The awaz, the andaz, the alfaz, the ehsas. There were a lot of ehsas from the crushes, the daytime, to the best friend. Acha, okay, since you guys are not in the mood today to interact, just raise your hand if you also think twice before, at times that, did you make a right choice with the best friend that you have? You guys think like that? Does that thought ever cross your mind? No, not one of you think like that. Oh, wow. Wow, that's great. You're just being very protective of your friend. क्या ठंडा माहौल दे रखा है तुम लोगों ने यार आज. Why are you giving the cold shoulder? Come on, guys. हाँ ना, कुछ तो बोलो. ऐसे तो मैं आगे नहीं बढ़ पाऊंगा। परी और अनन्या अनन्या दोनों, क्या क्या हुआ यार? सबके सब एक साथ आज जैसे चुपचाप क्यों बैठे हो? नाउ आई एम इंट्रीग्ड टू लिसन टू योर स्टोरी। या वी हैव टाइम, डोंट वरी। क्या हो गया बताओ जरा। आज तुम लोग सभी इतने शांत हो। Cool, I will not force it to you guys.
Ananya just messaged me. She wants to share something.
तो बताओ ना यार, मैं तो इतनी देर से बैठा हुआ हूँ।
And she is very shy. You have to ask her.
Excuse me, I'm just sitting here. I did not even message you.
You did.
Oh, but even मेरा फोन पे बैटरी भी नहीं है।
Oh, very bad.
अरे सर देखिए मुझे फंसा देती है।
You both are in the same class, no? You both are friends, no?
यस सर।
क्या यार, इतनी लंबी छुट्टी के बाद मेरे को लगा बढ़िया एनर्जेटिक रहोगे सबके सब। अच्छा, यू नो गुलजार साहब?
नहीं, शायद सुना होगा पर पता
हैव यू हर्ड दिस सॉन्ग, आने वाला पल जाने वाला है,
नहीं।
हो
यस
सके
सर।
तो इसमें जिंदगी बिता लो।
हाँ सुना है।
दिस सॉन्ग इज रिटन बाय गुलजार साहब।
ओ
So Gulzar साहब writes this, that आने वाला पल जाने वाला है, हो सके तो इसमें जिंदगी बिता लो, पल जो ये जाने वाला है।
गाने वाला।
जावेद अख्तर talks about the same thing, time. इन हर घड़ी बदल रही है रूप जिंदगी, छाँव है कहीं, कहीं है धूप जिंदगी, हर पल यहाँ जी भर जियो, जो है समा कल हो ना हो। They both talk about time, but you see the deliverance, choice of words, and the ehsas that they are giving out to us is very different. Talking about time in both manners is very prompt. Now, a, A task that I want to give you guys here is write a story now. Whatever Ananya texted to Pari, or Pari, that the story you made up right now for Ananya, like that, make a story and bring that story in the next session. We'll have a quick 10-minute round to hear different stories.
About
So
Anything that you
Roja,
want.
anything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. More sensible and a little filtered, okay? Not little, like completely filtered. But it should be a great story or a great attempt to writing a story. Perfect. And see, guys, again and again, I'm saying this is for your good. You guys have paid for this session. Make the most of it. If you do not interact, मैं बार बार push कर रहा हूँ because I want you guys to understand. If you don't, मैं तो आधे घंटे में भी सेशन सिर्फ एक साइडेड बोल के चला जाऊँ. It's up to you. I'm trying to involve you guys. This wiring rewiring thing that we are trying to understand today. Let's not see the presentations. I took 10 minutes to find the presentation. I have everything covered. But let's put our imagination to work here. When you write copy, okay, so far we have understood that writing a copy piece is one thing, writing advertisements is another thing. And under that, we have understood that one is observation that we do, which is truism, which is facts that we put on. The other is insight. The insight is attached to more human behavioral aspect of it. And when we talk about human behavioral aspect, we tend to communicate more with the psychological effect of the communication that we are doing. Perfect. And so we have seen a lot of ads around the same concept. From the KFC ad, the McDonald's ad, the print ad of McDonald's, to the Nike ad, to all the different ads that we have seen up till now. One thing is very common. Our brain is wired to predict things. Like when I say that, I went to a mall and I saw this thing, I saw a sale, a board up saying 50% off on all things. And so my mind is calculating as a listener that, okay, it will be the same, he or she goes up, makes the choices, around billing, they'll have a cute romantic story or a big blunder that the person does and he or she loses his wallet and the chase of finding the wallet begins. So this is wiring. This is what our brain wires. And if you give the same thought to the people with a little twist, their dopamine level is high. You're getting it? A simple yes or no is not taking away a lot of energy and time of you guys. Come on. या मैं आत्माराम तुकाराम भिड़े जैसा करूं? ये गोड़िया. ठीक है, अब I am not putting any effort for your responses. So that kind of effort when you put out to feed the wiring of a human thought, the assumptions we make out of situations at every point. A car that is going straight gives a left indicator. If turns right, it's a woman. That's the kind of wiring that a brain has. But, and if you feed that kind of wiring to people, amazing, beautiful. They feel so accomplished that they guessed it. But this kind of dopamine, the retention is up to the point where they have proved their mindset. So you'll have to build a story. Every ad has a story. Every ad. From the first ad that we saw about head, shoulders, heart, and legs, the asterisk ad that we read, the other ads that we read on the first session itself, were all delivering to the expectations of customer mindset. But there is another take to it. When a person is expecting that left indicator taking right is a woman, and it turns out to be a Gen Z guy, a guy who's Gen Z, a total shift in the wiring of every person watching that ad. A total shift is what the Bold Care uh, brand, which Ranveer Singh and Johnny Sins were a part of, was. Nobody was expecting that person to travel all the way from West to India and out of the genre, out of the expectations. It delivered to this thing. The cred ad that I was talking about is a kind of rewiring which gives you different perspective, although that is just the brand plugin is not there properly, so people don't remember it that well. A lot of people will just say, oh, Kapil Dev danced in that, oh, Rahul Dravid was angry there. You remember that ad? Which brand was it? So the brand recognition is not there. But switching it up to the Western guy coming to India and recreating the Indian serial scenes is a major rewire that happens. The moment I was talking about in my insight session, and the insight based implementation of an idea where the expression a person has is, aha, oh, nice. That is something we focus on rewire. Now, this happens very easily, I would say. It's not a heavy process, but it's also not something that you don't think of. For example, let me just draw it up on my diary. How I do it is, I put up the topic here. This is my topic. I write every tangible thing that is related to the topic, to the brand here. Let's say this is Lenskart. I will write Lenskart and I will write the facts, the things, the insight, everything that comes to my mind related to Lenskart, I'll write here. Then I'll make a table in which I will say that this is fact and this is insight. When I have made this table, I will go on and extend a section of it. I'll extend a section here and I'll write inverse. So when I write inverse, I inverse all of these situations here and write the inverse of it here. This inverse becomes the point of rewiring. Tomorrow, if Sachin Tendulkar opens a brand and he keeps Rohit Sharma as a brand ambassador, how crazy it is. people would be wired that, oh, this is Sachin Tendulkar's brand. We'll see more of Sachin with this name now. But all of a sudden, it's Rohit Sharma coming into the play. That's little unexpected. And that's a great marketing gimmick that you can play around. Rewiring can again be taken back to the ad, Crizal Lenses ad, where a person sitting wearing a glasses would imagine, or he was living a life with a girl. He looked nerdy, the girl was also looking nerdy, and everybody used to give him, very weird looks. And every time he used to go out, people would judge him. And he was like, why are they judging him? Don't they have anything to work around? But at the end, when a person says you should get your lenses changed of the glasses, and the person gets the lenses changed, he suddenly realizes he was going out with this dog, big dog, throughout the month, thinking that this is his girl. Totally unexpected route that this ad took. And so, this is what we're trying to cover on here in this particular ad. Do you have any question at this point, or anything that you want to ask?
No, sir.
So the last part of the rewiring thing that we are talking about right now is the structure of it. The structure of this particular ad needs to be very um clear. Clear in a sense. Let me just open this up. Great thin paint. The structure of the ad becomes so important. Why? Because your usual path is the same. Your usual path doesn't require you to think more. Why? Because it's delivering on the expectations. So when you're delivering on the expectations, you have less of thinking. I'm just writing DE, that is delivering on expectations, versus when you deliver out of expectations. अरे beautiful, क्या बढ़िया लिखा है मैंने. It's important. Why? First thing, it can hurt a lot of sentiments. So you'll have to be very cautious about it, because sentiments are very important to a human being. We, in the purpose also, we understood that sentiments is something that a person right now is looking for. The values is something that a person is looking out from a brand as well. And so values become the second important thing while writing something like this. You need to understand what brand value you are taking on at every point. Let me make a doc for you so that I can share the link with you as well. First was delivering on expectations. इसमें we understood that it is majorly based on the expectations of the audience, and we deliver it the same way. The second approach that is tricky is what we are talking about, delivering out of expectations. The first thing that we talked about here is the of sentiments of the audience. The second thing that we talked about, value of the brand. Third thing, which we need to understand when we are writing such kind of ad, is you have made the sentiment a part of your recipe. You've made the values of the brand a part of your recipe. These both are important. The third that we want to understand is the region that you're targeting it with. And storytelling. How good story narration you are doing. Why? Because the andaz, the alfaz, the ehsas all needs to come into the play. And the awaz. You'll need to find a face for it. The last thing that you want to do when you're delivering out of the expectations is to not make a person look fool. And here, the person slash your target audience. The sentiments something that is related to their personal life, their behavioral aspect and everything. But if you make a person look fool, like the dog ad that I just mentioned, a person who is wearing specs is already very conscious. They're very conscious about, the lenses every time, the kind of specs they're wearing, the vision altogether. They're conscious about it. If you make them fool again, you see how much of an exposure you are putting them up to, because now people will make jokes around that thing on them as well. So the times are changing. You need to understand that if you make a person look fool in an ad, you are out of the game, my friend. That's why understanding the storytelling, writing a story makes a lot of sense. For that, you need to read great poems, shairis. You'll get alfaz and andas out of that. The ehsas is something you'll develop as and when you go. If you've watched Zakir Khan, now you know what to expect from Zakir Khan. But when you watch Samay Raina, every time you are like, what is this person going to say now? Because he is rewiring. whereas Zakir Khan is wiring. That's how the rewiring and wiring thing happens, and that's why storytelling is a major chunk of it. Major chunk of it. I'm sharing the link of this document for you guys to download it and maybe keep it with you guys for later references. I'm dropping it down in the chat box. People who are watching it on record, you can take the screenshot of this particular screen. It's the same thing. And with that said, let's call it a day. And anything that you want to ask? Perfect. I did not expect